Hello and welcome to this repair tutorial, and today we're going to be looking at the Cambridge A5, and this is a version 2 amplifier, so not that common. You see a lot of version A5s, version 1s, and also Cambridge A500, and a lot of people out there do send them in for repair and restoration, but in the last few years maybe only 2 or 3 of these have arrived. And the most common issue is what we're going to see today, which is the failure of the main power transformer. And it's sort of strange that literally only a few days ago I made a repair tutorial which covered toroidal transformers and different types of transformers and common kinds of issues and failure. So when you look at this amplifier with the top cover removed, and as shown in the repair video, it's completely different to the A5 version 1. So it's no longer using the Sanken audio output transistors, and there was a common issue where sometimes the amplifier would be maybe run quite hard and the heatsink could have been better, I would say. So it sort of struggled on the heat dissipation, and the most common issue with the A5 and also its predecessor the A500, which fundamentally used the same design board, was a overheating effect and then the failure of the output devices. But for the version 2, that's all gone, and they've used 2 dedicated audio output ICs for the left and the right channel. And first thing to do here was to identify the reason why the amplifier didn't power up. So you can see again from the video, you have a fuse cover over the main power input protection fuse, and you can see that the fuse is literally vaporized. So this is a common indication that high current has been drawn and the protection fuse has done its job. So protection fuse removed, and what was sort of strange was that the protection fuse is rated at T2 amp, but written onto the board is T3.15 amp. But there was no belief that this fuse had been changed. It looked identical to the other fuses in terms of fuse marking, so probably was factory fitted, and maybe that is the correct rating. So once the fuse is then replaced, the next course of action is to identify, is there an issue with the main amplifier board that's caused the excess current draw, or is it the transformer? So rather than sort of mess about, it's just a case of removing the rear 4 screws, which are near to the speaker terminals, and then you then have a number of screws underneath, and then you can unplug the main amplifier board from the tone board and then lift the main amplifier board up and then clear the chassis. So first thing that I did here was just to de-solder all of the secondary windings from the main amp board. Straightforward enough, and that's explained in a repair tutorial which I did a few weeks ago, covering different types of power transformers using all the amplifiers and then also the common types of problems. So next thing was to power up the amplifier, but using the dim bulb test, and I've referred to this many times. So this is just a series light bulb, 60 watts, that's wired in series then with the input power to the amp. And sure enough, when the amplifier was powered up, it lit very, very brightly, which is exactly what was expected. So that confirmed that the power transformer had failed because it had been completely isolated and only the power transformer was receiving the input. Once the power was removed, straightforward task then to undo the release bolt, and again you can see that in the repair video, and then replace that with a suitable new toroidal transformer. And what I have these in stock anyway, so I don't rely on trying to order one from Cambridge Audio. I have a number of these transformers held in stock, so changing that over. And then what you'll need to do is, with regard to the front fascia, you've got 2 screws either side, left and right, and then underneath you've got 3 fixing screws. And then what you'll need to do is just pull off the input selection knob, and then what you'll find hidden behind there are 2 screws, so remove those. And then when you look from the top of the tone board, you have probably about 4 long fixing screws, and you have to remove those. Once you've done that, you can lift up the front tone board, and then the tone board also has the power input coming in. So you'll need to desolder the mains input, so the brown and the blue wire, and then cut the new transformer leads to the correct length, feed them through, resolder then onto the tone board, and then you've already got the main amp board up. So a case then of just soldering in place the secondary. Very, very straightforward. And at the same time, what I'm also doing is just verifying and making sure that there's nothing else, i.e. any dry joints or nothing like that, and there wasn't, because this is a pretty recent design overall, probably dating back to about circa sort of 2006, I would imagine. And on the previous repair tutorial, when I spoke about the different power transformers, you can also see the mounting kit which I described, and that's the mounting kit shown there. So just a locking bolt and that red sort of glue, that's the thread seal, so that's very common. And the thread seal was then just reapplied after that. And then the only thing that remained was to clean the user controls. So this is the input selection switch, and then also the balance, tone, bass controls, to do a full functional test. So ensuring that the output from both the left and right channel were low DC, which would be expected because they were dedicated auto output ICs. There's no bias adjustment to make on this amplifier for that reason, and then just run it through a normal sort of soak test procedure. But because of the nature of the failure, because it was a power transformer, it wasn't envisaged, that there would be a secondary issue or anything like that. So really quite a short repair description or overview tutorial there. And as I say, the good thing here is that you've got the opportunity to restore the amplifier back to normal operation, and that should give many years of pleasure to the owner. And I thank you very much for stopping by and listening to this. And till the next time, thanks very much and goodbye.